The ideal woman. He was a blessed man. Mr. Aaron Sampson was. He lived the life of a fortunate, hardworking American man. He had a house that was just the right size for husband, wife, and someday children. His job had always been study, and he never had any thought of this ever changing. He had many friends who envied him for his wonderful life, but barely noticed. He truly felt like the most fortunate man in the world, but nothing made him happier and prouder than his prized jewel, his adoring wife, Gemma. Mrs. Sampson had been his wife for 4 years and had never so much as said something or flying. She was soft-spoken and pleasant, not to mention every on top of things at home. The house was never out of order, and Mr. Sampson always came home from work to a clean home with the smell of a delicious meal being prepared in the kitchen. On the street in their small neighborhood, there wasn't a better cook than Mrs. Sampson upon entering the house. Mr. Sampson was greeted with a sweet kiss on the cheek and how was your day?" from a lovely and well-dressed wife. She was truly a gem. Her short black curls that reached her shoulders pinned back behind her ears neatly, her bright emerald green eyes shining, and her plump lips painted with the cherry red lipstick that showed red as a freshly picked strawberry against her ivory skin. She always dressed in a stylish manner, but appropriate for a classy, respectable woman of society. Yes, Gemma Sampson was quite the catch, and Mr. Sampson was fortunate to have her in his arms. A cool, crisp April morning greeted Mr. Sampson as he opened the door to go to work. He hummed merrily as he grabbed his briefcase and was about to head out the door. "I'll see you this evening, darling." Mrs. Sampson cooed softly like a dove. Her husband looked adoringly into her eyes and kissed her quickly. "Of course, can't wait till then." He kissed her one last time before heading out the door to his car and off to work. As he pulled into the parking lot at the office building, he couldn't help but smile at the clock, seeming that he had 5 minutes to spare before needing to go into the building. "A wonderful day indeed," he chuckled and headed into the building. His day ran smoothly as usual without a hitch, and by lunch he was contentedly eating his lunch at his desk. Gemma had packed his favorite, a roast beef sandwich with onions and cheese. As he enjoyed his lunch, he read further into the book he had brought with him. "It makes me sick, his perfect job, house, not to mention his wife. He has everything and he knows it. And there he goes, Aaron Sampson humming his cherry tune as he walks by." Stopping mid-bite, Aaron's pleasant mood left him and he felt numb. He recognized the voice right away. It was his good friend who he had always seen as a right-hand man. It was obvious to him that this comment was meant to be heard by him, so he didn't confront his friend about it. The rest of his workday went without any more rude surprises. But the words spoken of him did not leave him. They ran through his mind and taunted him. Driving through the city, he noticed something he hadn't seen before. Grouped together at the corner of a rundown hardware shop was a group of children. They were circled around a small boy with a toy car in his hand. The other children kicked and hit the boy as if trying to get him to give up the car. The shop owner soon was outside running and kids off with a broom as the street light. Mr. Sampson was waiting and turned green. After this abnormal day, all he wanted to do was go home to Gemma, darling Gemma, his wife, his gemstone, his everything, his ideal woman. Pulling into the driveway at his house, he felt relief wash over him as he looked at his familiar lodgings. Stepping out of the car, he walked briskly, almost rushed to the door where he knew his wife would be waiting for him. He longed for her sweet kiss, soft voice, and caring eyes. Upon opening the door, however, Gemma was in there. Puzzled, Mr. Sampson sniffed the air, but found no scent of dinner being cooked. Gemma, darling, are you here? He hurriedly rushed around the house, from the kitchen to the living room, all the bathrooms, the laundry room. He began to feel frantic, though trying to convince himself that she was here somewhere, or maybe she had gone out with a friend. He shakily crept up the stairs to their bedroom, hoping, silently begging that she would be there at her makeup table, reapplying her red lipstick. Swinging the door open, Mr. Sampson let out a sigh of relief there, sitting at her makeup table, lipstick tube in hand, was Gemma. Gemma, did you not hear me call? I was worried that you weren't home. Sitting down with the gold tube, she called sweetly. I was here. I'm sorry. I must have been distracted. There was no, how was your day? And she didn't even get up to give him a kiss. This puzzled Aaron enough to make his mouth drop just slightly. Oh, Gemma, makes my day just to see you. Today has been just awful. Really? Well, that isn't good. Sweetness dripped from her red lips and tongue like a syrup on flapjacks. Her hands were folded on her lap, and her back was still turned to her desperate husband. A small giggle passed her lips. And in the mirror, Aaron saw something he had never seen before, a glint in her piercing eyes. No longer were her eyes filled with love and calm, but with a sick glee that froze her husband in place. Finally, she stood, turned to face him, and with her hands tucked neatly into the pockets of her apron, walked gracefully towards him. It must have been the light, thought Mr. Sampson, who opened his arms wide to embrace his dear wife. Those arms soon flew to his left rib cage, from where a large carving knife stuck out. Slowly and unsurely, his face rose to meet shining green eyes, ivory skin, and strawberry red lips, smiling sweetly as he fell to the floor. He looked at Gemma, dear Gemma, his precious gemstone, grabbing the ties of her apron and swiftly removing it. Coughing and sputtering, he began to suffocate on the blood that filled his lungs and stained red the carpet at the foot of the couple's bed, where they had lain together so many times. With one last smile, she leaned down and kissed his cheek and whispered to her gasping husband, "How's your day, darling?"